Okay, so welcome back, and now we're going to do another example. And this deals with steel, a steel bar that's manufactured, and we want to calculate the volume and get some information about it. So, and this is also going to include dealing with the weight of steel as well. Okay, so here's what we have. So I drew a picture of the bar. Now my picture, just so you know, my picture is not to scale. And my dimensions are not, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not accurate. You can tell that some of the measurements don't make sense, but we'll go with it. Okay, so it says steel weighs approximately 0.283 pounds per cubic inch. 0.283, so steel weighs about 0.283 pounds per cubic inch. Okay, so that's give us that information. Suppose we need to find the weight of the steel bar shown. All right, well, in this case here, we're going to have to figure out the volume of this bar first. And then we could use the volume and the weight per unit volume to find the total weight of the bar. So what we're going to do is, now I drew this cross-sectional so we can fill that in. So notice that the length is 18 inches, okay? The width is 6 inches. And then here we've got a couple of things here. This here is what? Well, we know that from here, right, is 3/4 of an inch. And this here, from the top to this part here, where it's cut out, is also 3/4 of an inch. So the depth from the top to here and from the bottom to here is the same, 3/4 of an inch. So we can get the total height by adding those, which is going to give us 6/4 or 1.5. So 1.5 inches is the height there. We also know that this, like I just said, is 3/4 of an inch. Now, we also know from back here, this is 2 inches and this is 1 inch. Okay, so now we need to find the volume. What do we do? Remember, for volume, we've got to get the surface area, right? It's the area. Because if you think about this, we could fill this in. If we pretended this part wasn't cut out, this middle piece wasn't cut out, this would be a rectangle, right? And so we could find the surface area of the rectangle, right? And cut out the surface area of this piece here, the smaller piece. And that'll give us the surface area of this face. Okay, and then to find volume, all we do is take the lateral surface area, or not the lateral surface area, but in this case, well, it doesn't matter, this surface area of this face, and multiply it by the length, and that'll give us the volume. Okay, so we just have to find the area of this face. And so again, we can either chop this up into 3 little rectangles and add up the area. Okay, so we can take the area of this piece, then we can take the area of this piece here, so we could do this, right? We could chop it up into 3 pieces. So we've got that piece. And then we've got, I don't know which one I want to use. Let's use this one. And then I got that piece, right? And then I've got this piece. So I've got I could find the surface area of this piece easily, and this piece easily, add them up. Or I could fill this in, right, and deal with the large rectangle and then subtract off the rectangle that's cut out. Either way, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the big rectangle. So I know the big rectangle is gonna have a width of 6 inches and a height of 1.5 inches. So let's do that area. So area 1, I'll call it. And so that's going to be 6 times 1.5, which is going to equal 9. So that's going to be 9 square inches. And then the area of this smaller piece, well, if this is 2 inches and this is 1 inch, that means the length of the cutout is 3 inches. So the area of this part that I'm cutting out is going to be 3/4, so we'll call that area 2. So that'll be 3/4 of an inch times 3 inches. Okay? And that's going to be 9/4 of an inch. Or 9/4 inches squared, I should say. And so that's actually, if we reduce this or simplify this and change this to a mixed number, that's going to be 2 1/4 inches squared. Okay? So now, all I have to do is subtract these two numbers. So then my area is going to be area 1 minus area 2, which is going to be 9 minus 2 1/4, which is going to be 6 3/4 inches squared. And so that's the area of the face. And now all I have to do to get volume is multiply this by 18 inches. Then that'll give me the volume of the bar. So the volume is going to be the area times the length or the height. Okay, in this case it'll just be length, which is going to be 6 3/4 times 18, or in other words, we could write this again, this would be 27/4 times 18, right? And so 4 is divisible by 2, and so is 18 is divisible by 2, so we can reduce that by canceling, and so that'll be 9. And so what does this give us? This gives us right? 243 over 2. Right? So 9 times 20 is 180. 9 times 7 is 63. 180 plus 63 is 243. So this is going to give us what? This is going to give us 121 and a half cubic inches of volume. Okay, so now we're not done. Okay, now we've got the volume. Now we've got to find the weight, the total weight. Okay, so now we come back to this up here. Okay, so now we want the weight. Okay, this is the density of steel, right? Pounds per cubic inch. So now we're going to take the volume of the steel and we're going to multiply it by the density here. Okay, so let's do that. So we take 121.5, and that's inches, inches cubed. And now we're going to multiply that by what? 0.283 pounds over 1 inch, or 1 cubic inch. And of course the cubic inches cancel each other out. We end up with pounds, which is what we want. And so if we multiply those two together, we get approximately 34.38 pounds, or 34.4. So we get approximately 34.4 pounds of steel. That's how much it weighs. And that's it. Have a great day.